Pearls are among the most unique luxury materials on Earth, formed not by machines or heat, but by living organisms over years of careful cultivation. Yet behind every flawless pearl lies a tightly controlled farming process that blends marine biology, surgical precision, environmental monitoring, and long-term patience. What appears as a small glowing gem on jewelry shelves is actually the result of thousands of hours of work beneath the ocean's surface, where oysters are seeded, nurtured, cleaned, protected, and harvested under strict conditions. And today on The How Factory, we're going deep inside modern pearl farms to see exactly how oyster pearls are created. From microscopic seeding procedures to harvesting luxury gems destined for global markets. The process begins not in jewelry workshops, but in coastal waters where pearl oysters are raised from larvae. Pearl farming starts with broodstock oysters, carefully selected adult oysters chosen for shell quality, health, and genetic traits associated with strong nacre production. These oysters are induced to spawn in controlled hatchery environments, where temperature, salinity, and nutrients are carefully managed. When spawning occurs, millions of microscopic larvae are released into the water. Only a small percentage will survive to adulthood, making early-stage care critical. Larvae are raised in tanks where they feed on cultured algae. Water quality is monitored continuously to prevent disease and promote even growth. After several weeks, the larvae develop shells and begin seeking surfaces to attach to. At this stage, they are transferred to the ocean, where they attach to collectors in specially designed nets, ropes, or plates suspended in coastal waters. Over months, these young oysters grow stronger shells and develop the internal structure necessary for pearl production. As oysters mature, they are regularly cleaned and inspected. Marine growth such as algae, barnacles, and parasites can suffocate oysters or reduce pearl quality. Workers raise the oyster lines from the water periodically and scrub the shells clean. This maintenance continues for months or even years before the oysters are ready for the most critical step in pearl farming: seeding. Seeding is a delicate surgical procedure performed by highly trained technicians. The oyster is carefully opened just enough to access its internal tissue without causing fatal damage. Inside the oyster, a small piece of mantle tissue taken from a donor oyster is inserted along with a round bead nucleus, typically made from polished freshwater mussel shell. This nucleus serves as the core around which the pearl will form. The mantle tissue is what triggers nacre secretion, the process that coats the nucleus layer by layer. The procedure requires extreme precision. The position of the nucleus determines the final shape of the pearl. A slight misplacement can result in irregular or baroque pearls. Each technician may perform hundreds of seedings per day, but years of training are required to achieve consistency. Even with perfect technique, not all oysters survive the operation, and not all seeded oysters will produce pearls of acceptable quality. After seeding, oysters are returned to the ocean to recover. The post-seeding period is critical. Oysters are placed in protected farming zones where water temperature, depth, and current flow are carefully selected. Too much movement can stress the oyster, while stagnant water reduces oxygen levels. Farms often adjust depth seasonally to optimize conditions as water temperatures change. Over the next several months to several years, the oyster begins producing nacre, the same substance that lines the inside of the shell. Nacre is composed of microscopic calcium carbonate plates bound together by organic proteins. Layer by layer, the oyster coats the nucleus, gradually forming a pearl. The thickness and quality of nacre determine the pearl's luster, durability, and value. During this growth phase, oysters require constant care. They are cleaned regularly to remove marine growth that competes for nutrients. Predators such as starfish and certain snails must be controlled. Storms, temperature fluctuations, and pollution all pose risks. Pearl farmers monitor environmental conditions continuously, sometimes moving oyster lines to different locations to protect them from extreme conditions. Not all pearls are grown for the same length of time. Akoya pearls may be harvested after 1 to 2 years, while larger South Sea and Tahitian pearls can take 2 to 4 years to reach optimal size. Longer growth allows for thicker nacre layers, resulting in deeper luster and higher value, but also increases risk. Disease, environmental events, or oyster mortality can wipe out years of investment in a single season. Once pearls have matured, harvesting begins. Oysters are brought up from the water and carefully opened. Inside, the pearl is removed by hand. This moment determines the success of years of work. Pearls are immediately rinsed and inspected. Some oysters may be reseeded and returned to the water to produce additional pearls, although subsequent pearls are often less perfectly shaped. Freshly harvested pearls look dull at first. They are covered in organic residue and require cleaning. Pearls are washed gently and sometimes polished, using soft materials to enhance their natural luster. Unlike gemstones, pearls cannot be cut or faceted. Their beauty depends entirely on the quality of nacre formed naturally inside the oyster. After cleaning, pearls move into grading. This is one of the most meticulous stages in pearl production. Each pearl is evaluated based on size, shape, color, surface quality, nacre thickness, and luster. Even small surface blemishes can significantly affect value. Pearls are sorted into multiple grades with only a small percentage qualifying as top-tier gems, suitable for fine jewelry. Color is another critical factor. Pearl color depends on oyster species and environmental conditions. Akoya pearls are typically white or cream with rose or silver overtones. Tahitian pearls range from dark green to black with iridescent hues. South Sea pearls are known for golden and white tones. Natural color variation is prized, but consistency within a strand is essential for jewelry production. Once graded, pearls are matched. Creating a pearl necklace requires pearls that are nearly identical in size, color, and luster, a process that can take months. Skilled sorters compare pearls under controlled lighting, arranging and rearranging them until perfect harmony is achieved. This matching process is one of the reasons high-quality pearl jewelry commands such high prices. Before pearls can be set into jewelry, they undergo final processing. Pearls are drilled with microscopic precision to allow threading. Drilling must be centered exactly to prevent weakening the pearl. Some pearls receive light treatments such as bleaching or polishing to improve appearance, but high-end pearls rely primarily on natural qualities. Throughout the entire process, traceability is maintained. Farms track oyster batches, seeding dates, harvest times, and grading results. This documentation ensures quality consistency and supports authentication in luxury markets. With increasing consumer demand for ethically sourced gems, transparency has become an essential part of pearl farming. Sustainability plays a major role in modern pearl farming. Unlike mining, pearl farming relies on healthy marine ecosystems. Oysters actually improve water quality by filtering plankton. Many farms operate under strict environmental regulations, monitoring water quality and limiting farm density to protect coastal environments. Responsible pearl farming supports both local economies and marine conservation. What makes pearl farming remarkable is the balance between nature and human intervention. Farmers cannot force an oyster to create a perfect pearl. They can only create the right conditions and wait. Despite advanced techniques, pearl farming remains unpredictable. Two oysters seeded on the same day in the same water can produce vastly different results. From microscopic larvae drifting in hatchery tanks to oysters suspended beneath ocean waves, from surgical seeding to years of patient growth, the journey of a pearl is one of time, biology, and precision. Each pearl represents a partnership between human care and natural processes that cannot be rushed or replicated synthetically. And that is exactly how oyster pearls are seeded, grown, protected, harvested, graded, and prepared, transforming living marine organisms into some of the world's most treasured luxury gems. Thanks for watching The How Factory, where we reveal how the world really works. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us again for more deep dives into the hidden systems, farms, and processes behind the world's most extraordinary materials.